everyone, and good evening to Cyber Sunday. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and tonight we will have all RFPW championships on the line, starting with this match, and it's for the Junior Hardcore Championship. Coming in first, he's from the Netherlands, Giovanni, and he is the current Junior Hardcore Champion, trying to defend his title, cause the eagle is on his side, which is on the belt. He feels quite confident, I guess, at least what I can see right now, is that he looks quite confident, looking to retain his title here tonight. Or will his title reign end tonight? It all depends on what's going to happen and what the people will have voted on. I mean, Giovanni has held this championship after unification between the Junior Championship and Hardcore Championship since April 6th, and has never lost it even after some title defenses. So April 6th. So that means he has actually had it for well, we're going to the 5th month period now, to the 5-month period, so that would be interesting, of course, the beautiful blue-red belt. But can he retain? Because he's got a really tough opponent to go with. And he's from We the People, the We the People chant we all know and love. The All-American American was even grown more in size after debuting in ECW. It's Jack Swagger. Intercontinental Championship also far more on the line later on, but that doesn't concern Jack Swagger. He's here for the Junior Hardcore Championship. We can hardly say he's a junior, nor is this a hardcore matchup, so well, we'll have to see what's going to be panned out. Our local guy Justin Roberts there as well, on site commentary by Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. Hope they're ready for it as well as I am for you, the worldwide audience. We're kicking off Cyber Sunday with this matchup. Yes, we know who the challenger is. That, of course, is Jack Swagger. As in, he can be fairly happy because it was not the initial #1 contender. That was to be Christian, but he had to pull out due to a tiny injury, a tiny concussion. Not too worse, he's gonna be back, but that means Jack Swagger will be the new #1 contender, facing Giovanni here, the green headband. So let's hope we can all have a nice and clean fight in the first matchup of the evening. Referee raising the blue and red belt, and that's what we're going for. He's not on this roster, so we're not gonna name him, although you see his name, we all know him. We all hate him, that's why he's not in our company. Oh wow, nice shot already. Irish whip. And now, counter. If you look at pure at size, of course Swagger's gonna be on the plus side. However, don't underestimate the size of Giovanni. I mean, it could have something going for him, which is good. But I'm afraid he will lay it down in the end. Oh, over the top he goes. And now what? Chops across the chest of Giovanni. And now, going for the leg. You gotta kick a giant at his base, they always say. And that's what Giovanni's trying to do here excellently. Damaging the torso and especially the legs. So we see people gathering onwards. What you saw, Ninja Man is also joining this broadcast, watching it, seeing how it goes on. Suplex time. That's one. It's not a body, it's a body one. But a bulldog afterwards. Yes, a real American. That should be Jack Swagger. And now he's really looking to just go for the damage here in the early stages. I'm wondering whether that will pan out good. But now, oh, that knee attack. That's not good. It doesn't seem to look very well. And now, power slam on the mat. Oh, now the knees to the face. I don't like when I do that. Must hurt. Oh, hard Irish whip. He rebounded off it. But now, can he regain? He's going for again on the knees. And a takedown. But now Swagger getting back up again. And remember, this is only pinfall or submission that will change the title hands, which they're being held by when they enter the ring. Of course, count out and disqualifications in effect, so if either would take place, champion would still retain his title, I should say. Oh, what a couple of slams onto the mat. Two count. Whoa, harsh takedown. And now submission move. Stretching the arms. And Jack Swagger is a huge guy. So, will Giovanni give up now? Will we see a title change hands? The first title match of the evening. A lot more to follow, but will it tab out? He's not getting out of it. He's getting out of it. Okay then. That took some... Oh man, that knee. That should have been it. That's it. Oh man, he must have blown out his knee. 3. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our first new champion of the evening. A new junior hardcore champion. Jack Swagger. That was impressive. That really was impressive. Wow. But that attack on the knees. But still, Jack Swagger at Cyber Sunday is the new RFPW Junior Hardcore Champion. That was a great attack, but Giovanni still seems to be a little bit out. But that attack on the knees, I didn't think that was going to be the end. But it was, and so, great effort. Really great effort by Jack Swagger. So, now we move on to the next title match of the evening. They've all been scrambled into order, so we don't know which one is next. We'll have to find out. We'll have to wait. So, what is next? Oh boy, it's here. It's the RFPW Tag Team Championships on the line between the Dream Team and Tons of Funk, with special referee David Otunga, one half of the first Tag Team Championships, the Tag Team Champions, the Primetime Players. So will David Otunga, Darren Young, will see an effort into interfering tonight, or will he stay clean? Maybe we'll see Titus O'Neil back. You never know how it's gonna go. So here he is, our special referee. Of course, he's notorious for his TMZ video where he confessed his actual sexuality. It's Darren Young. Now this guy has made some great effort. He's just recently back from an injury, and that he got at the 1st of July RFPW live event, where actually Neville and Dreamer got and won the championships from the Primetime Players, where Darren Young was injured also to his knee, as we saw in the last match. So let's hope Giovanni hasn't suffered too much from that. But he is the special referee tonight, and here's the first team. I don't know whether it's going to be the challengers or the champions, I should say, since there are 2 of them. Oh boy. Here they are. The current RFPW Tag Team Champions. Look at Neville dance. He's really excited for it. And a lot of fireworks. Here they are, the RFPW Tag Team Champions. Adrian Neville and Tommy Dreamer. The Dream Team. Well, I mean, Tommy Dreamer is a veteran. Adrian Neville has got such a horribly good physique. This could be ending up in a gruesome match, I guess. And look at this blue and green one. Blue and green title. Must say, we have some marvelous titles at RFPW. But does it mean that we get some good looking matches? We'll only can wait, as we're gonna see the challengers for this matchup. Oh boy, here he is. He's one half of the challengers. He's a big guy, and he's coming straight towards ring. It's Tenzai. And boy, is he under the tattoos. Like, I mean, really under the tattoos. Like, it's really scary. Meanwhile, what Tenzai is entering the ring, let's introduce the other half. The Tons of Funk. Here he is. Everyone's made way. Here he is. He's the brother from another mother. The Funkasaurus Brodus Clay. Oh boy, this monkey looks funky and spelunky. Boy, he's ready for it. Of course, Tenzai also being referred to as Sweet Tea right now by Brodus Clay. Don't know if Tenzai's too happy with that. But Brodus Clay is ready for it. Oh yeah, he's doing his dance. But let's not show that anymore. Here's what's more important. Darren Young showing both these groups the titles. Here they are, RFPW Tag Team Championships on the line. Dream Team versus Tons of Funk. Here we go. Let's hope Darren Young keeps clean in his officiating. Although I'm quite worried that that's not going to happen. Oh, what's happened here? Oh well. Seem to be having some technical issues. We'll be back in a minute. Oh boy. That was not supposed to happen. But oh well. Darren Young in ready officiating this match. What's Darren Young doing? He's going to the top rope and back, top rope and back. I don't know what this guy is doing. It's really weird. Tenzai and Dreamer to the outside now. Darren Young applauding. Oh my god, onto the ladder he goes. Spelunking. Oh wow. Oh my god, that must have hurt. Trim back to the inside. Brodus Clay back to the inside. But who's the legal guys right now? Wow. That wasn't supposed to be happening. Darren Young is being evicted as the special referee. I don't know why that was, but somebody's got their hands into it. I don't know whether it's been the general manager, the former general manager I should say, of Fight Night, Harvey Anderson, who's done this, or somebody else high above in the RFPW board of directors. but Darren Young has been affected to make this a fair matchup. So now Dreamer puts Tenzai in the corner, tags Neville in. What kind of attack will he be going for? Oh my god. Sorry about that, but that was amazing. Just the sheer easiness it was to back body drop Tensai, even though with two people. Oh boy, here comes Brodus Clay. Oh no! Oh, how? I wonder how he's not down and out from that. Neville, really good. Really resilient. But now, Brodus Clay. No, not working. It's Neville. Neville! Oh my god! How does he back body drop somebody alone? Oh wow. What a slam. That didn't look good. Can't be going for submission here. Swing! Oh my god. That was not good. Right into the corner where I came from. Oh my god. Don't care how resilient Neville is, but he's going through all of this punishment. He's got to tag in Dreamer. He's got to tag in Dreamer. He's tagged him in. Now the ring veteran Tommy Dreamer was ex-ECW champion. Now, oh, just sort of that move that he just did. Oh, wow. Splash. A 1, 2. He just got 2. What? Bear hug now. Bear hug now. Bear hug. Is this it? Never getting back out and in. Child Dreamer, but honestly, that was grueling. That could have just been it. Now the neck breaker. It's all hell's going loose in this matchup. And now Dreamer. Oh my god, Dreamer. The sheer power. 1, 2. 2 count. He's tagging Neville back in. So does Brodus Clay. Tag in Tenzai. Sweet Tea as he's known now. Oh my god, Neville. What are you doing? Neville pulling out all the stops here tonight. Attacking the base of the giant, as I said early on. Oh, slam onto the knees. Counter by Neville. But now, pin. 1, 2. Oh, Dreamer was so close. And just stopping that one off. Well, that could have been it, easily. He's tagging Dreamer back in. But now Dreamer again. Oh my god. That should have been it. They're in each other's way. But now. There we go. 1. Just 1 count. Dreamer took too long there. Tenzai back on his feet again. Fiercely putting the elbows into the shoulder blades. But now. Don't have Neville as any advantage here. No. In holding Tenzai. No, that's what I thought. See people getting into the RFPW network tonight. Only for 99 cents per month. And with 99 cents per month, you'll be getting all of the newest content, backstage updates, news shows, of which 2 being live on a week basis, as well as other taped shows. And you're not gonna get a lot of wrestling action. There's gonna be more to that. Oh my god, and the submission move. No! Neville wasn't in time. Dreamer tap nearly immediately. Oh my god. That was pure annihilation. Wow. Well, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. This is a second title change tonight. Look at the submission here. Came in, yes, and Dreamer tapped before it actually hit. The pure disbelief on the face of Adrian Neville. Tommy Dreamer, of course, being hurt by that submission move. But here are new RFPW Tag Team Champions. Brodus Clay and Sweet Tea Tensai. Tons of funk. And honestly, if these two guys are the RFPW Tag Team Champions, who can stop them? It's gonna be a real bloody cause to actually have the guts, the strength, the agility and everything to beat these guys. But wow, amazing match. Let's move on to the next one, and I can tell you which that one is. That's for the RFPW Women's Championship. ODB, champion since the 21st of July, beating Beth Phoenix after a long reign, is going to take on Natalya. Now Natalya, she was so close to getting to the Women's Tag Team Championship with Layla, then got injured. Layla replaced her, and they got Women's Tag Team Champions back at Fight of Champions. Layla and Lita. So Natalya quietly being ditched, and she set a target on the singles Women's Champion, ODB. And here she is, the current RFPW Women's Champion, ODB. Now, of course, this is quite a family-friendly show, and thus she has been banned from drinking alcoholic beverages in the ring. So she'll have to settle with wearing this white, pink and green belt purely on her own, and totally based on the motivation she's got. And I think she's quite ready for it. She looks quite more friendly than she normally is, and she's drank one or two. ODB. And now the Canadian technician. I can say no longer. She's oh, what? Of course, being from Canada, Natalya. Well, she actually was the RFPW Divas Champion when the title was retired because they got merged. Who has said her to carry this belt, because this belt has no worth anymore? But apparently she still likes to wear it, so she's taking it to the ring with her. And I can't blame her. But this title is not on the line. It's all about this title, the RFPW Women's Championship. The Divas Championship being defunct after nearly 1 month into the company's start. So, well, don't know how this is gonna evolve. Of course, he's one of us now, Randy Orton. Of course, RKO. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, right away the drop kick. But what motivation has Natalya got after carrying the Divas, defunct Divas Championship at least, to the ring? She's gonna beat ODB. She's gonna be a women's champion as well as former Divas champion. And if she could get her hands on a tag team title, she would be the first Grand Slam winner of the women's division in RFPW. Of course. Oh wow, harsh knockdown. Oh no, don't tell me with a boot. Oh, with a boot. But now, what can she do now? Sideways slam onto the knees. Going for it. Just the 1 count. That was way too early to go for a cover, but you could try. Oh man. Didn't get the. Oh man. Ty didn't get the hold, so ODB continues to slam her. And now another sideways slam on knees. That's got to be bad for her back. Now, what is this? Submission. Come on, Natalia, you're near the ropes. She didn't give up. That's why she probably released the hold. Oh man. Could that be it? 2 3/4. Oh man. Natalia being pummeled. And now counter. Counter by Natalia. Could this be what she was waiting for? Oh man. Oh, it's forever. Fans are on their feet here for Natalia. She's not being in her own country. There's only 3 people. That's gotta be me, the RFPW champion Emil Zitochi, and the junior hardcore champion Giovanni, since we're in the Netherlands in a home base of Valkenburg. And as you can see, our ring is still unsponsored. We haven't been able to find any sponsors yet. So if you're willing, please help us make a good company and get financially involved. You'll be stakeholder of the company, and so you'll have the option to rise up once the stock rises, and if the stock goes down, well, that's your best bet. You don't get creative control for it, but it might as well see into some profit. Oh man. Oh wow. And you're looking at it as only 1 count. Wow, after that, such a beating with a trash can. Yes, you're looking at me like, why didn't the bell ring? Well, I shall tell you. Because it's an Extreme Rules match. And I don't know why this was chosen, but it has been. It's not false count anywhere, so they still have to get a pinfall or submission in the ring. But there's no countouts, no disqualifications. So anything could be happening. Oh wow. One of the questions I'm getting a lot as well is, when will we leave our home base? Will we go on tour throughout the world? And I can tell you, so far so. Oh my god, that looked like a bit baseball bad. Oh man. And now what? Now what? Natalia counters? Oh my god. Get back into the ring, ladies. You're gonna have to get somebody to get pinned or submit, or somebody to submit. Of course, Natalia famously, oh my god, famously known for a sharpshooter. Will she execute it? No, she's going for the pin. Nearly a 2 count, but not enough. Of course, ODB has done much more damage. Now we're getting to the famous moves of Natalia, the one she's using the most. So what she's gonna do now? He is working on the arms. And now what? Oh, she's going for it. Sharpshooter. Might this be it? ODB suffering. She's letting go. Natalia, why is she letting go? That was nearly not enough. Didn't get it, but might as well be me. ODB countering. Oh man. ODB waving her up. This could be it. Oh man. Yes. I think that should be it. Yes. ODB retains the women's championship. Oh man. This kinda was great. It was a short Extreme Rules match. And I thought at on occasions that Natalia had it, especially after being in a sharpshooter, but this came in the counter. And that's what ODB went totally for it. And this was the finishing move. Full power slam on the mat. That was it. End of practice. ODB retains the title. And she can have a party with booze afterwards. Natalia really having a severe neck pain. So I don't know whether she has an injury, but it doesn't seem too good. But boy, let's hope that is not too concerning. Here she is, outstanding women's champion, ODB. Awesome match as we move on to the next match. 4 out of 7 matches tonight. And for the third match of the evening, the title did not change hands. This is going to be the nice, interesting one. As mentioned earlier, Christian was the #1 contender for the Junior Hardcore Championship. Although things went out of hand with that. Apparently contracts have been signed such and such that he should have gotten a championship match at Cyber Sunday. And so he has chosen to face Justin Gabriel for the Intercontinental Championship. Now Justin Gabriel beat John Morrison for the title back at April 18th earlier this year. So following match is for one fall, and it is set by one fall, determined by one fall, well, however you want to call it. He's the current Intercontinental Champion from Cape Town, South Africa, Justin Gabriel. High flying as he always is. And so, when one Canadian doesn't succeed, doesn't mean that the other one can, because here's another fellow from Canada, not going for the Junior Hardcore Championship, but he's going for the RFPW Intercontinental Championship. It's Christian. Now this veteran in the ring could pummel Justin Gabriel, but it could be a long way going, as we've still got a lot of matches to go for. We've got the light heavyweight title on the line, the women's tag team titles, and of course the RFPW Championship on the line later on tonight. Christian looks ready, but this match is a tables match. So the first one to be thrown, slammed, whatever, through a table, even stepped through it on accident, loses the match. Of course, Christian has been in a lot of TLC matches with a lot of partners on his own, so he's really a veteran in ring as well as in these TLC matches. So I wonder where this is going to end. As of course we know the challenger is Christian, and we know that the champion is Justin Gabriel. It's someone we don't want to know, actually, from a rival promotion, so we don't want to know that. So here we go, next match for the Intercontinental Championship, And it is on the way. Oh my god. Impact first hand. And as I said to you, anyway going through table, the one on the bottom loses the match. And it seems, well of course, it seems that we need no referee. Because we know the first one going through the table loses the match. Oh wow. Ah, Christian. Oh wow. That didn't seem to look too good. And again. I wonder in what strategy should you take it. You could either well try to go for defeating the opponent immediately, or just go for the damage at first and then try to put someone through the table. And I think that strategy might apply for Justin Gabriel, but as well to Christian. I have no clue what they could be doing here tonight. Oh, and there's the move that started off the match. And now, oh wow. And as said, we've got to plug our shit. The RFPW network only for 99 cents per month. And of course, you can always cancel each and every month. There's no commitments. Where you can watch all shows. The shows, an endless limit of shows. Such around 15 or 20 we've done now. And watch them back. Of course, also live events and everything going to be on the RFPW network. So feel free to check in as you go. Oh my. And now, table's been set up. Christian countering. This might be the opening. Oh man. That's it! Wow! Wow! I didn't expect that, but it just happened. You saw it damn right. That was a suplex through it, mother beeping table. And so, we have a new RFPW Intercontinental Champion, Christian. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you very much for that match, Christian. That was amazing. It was short, but amazing. That means the third title change of the evening. South Africa being replaced by Canada on the steps of the Intercontinental Championship. Wow. That was great. I can't put it in any other way. So next up, the beatdown Natalia is the special referee for the RFPW Women's Tag Team Championship match between Layla and Lita, and the team of Mickey James and Beth Phoenix, both former Divas, respectively, women's champions, and their team has been called, we've just heard it, Flower Power. Reminds me of the 60s. Well, here she is, not carrying a Divas title this time, because she's a special referee for this match from Canada, submission specialist Natalia. As she's walking down the aisle, we're gonna go immediately straight on to the first team. And here they are, the unbelievably great the current RFPW Women's Tag Team Champions, Leda. Named after their famous catchphrase, "See ya later." So ring veteran Leda, the girl from England, Layla L, as she's most commonly called. And though many people think she's from Spain, no she's not, she's from England. Leda looks pumped, so let's meet the other team. The team of Mickie James and Beth Phoenix. Waiting for them. Yes, here they come. The team of the Flower and the Power. Team Flower Power. Blue and orange it is tonight, ladies. You can see the flowers on the tight, on the pants, I should say, of Mickie James. Beth Phoenix going tonight for one of her most famous outfits, the onesie and the boots. So, well, are we ready for this match? I do sure hope so, because the last time this title change chance was back in the end of June at Fight of Champions, when Leda defeated Paige and Caitlyn for the title. Here we go. At least I hope. The Force of Canada holding up the titles and showing it to the audience. The red and pink titles. The title of femininity. Here we go. One other guy is on the card tonight, of course, is this guy, Wade Barrett, former light heavyweight champion. But still, here we go. Wow. And of course, this is a tornado tag match. And I can't remember what it was, elimination style, because I'm out of my memory. But surely, pinfalls and submissions in effect. Natalia looking on, and she's got to be really careful where she's going to start counting. Oh, look at the corner. Phoenix with Layla. James versus Leda. Of course, Mickie James is more known with Leda in the past and various promotions, I should say. Well, one big main one, but we're not gonna name it. A competition, for God's sake. Layla again with dead scissors. Leda on the knees. Layla and Beth Phoenix. It's a common fact. Normally, women's matches last shorter than male matches. Why? Because they usually get a lot less time scripted for them in the matchup card. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you that this is not the case. We've seen matches, women's matches, lasting 30 to 40 minutes in RFPW. I can remember a match between Ivory and Jacqueline, who are now the Legends team, basically, for the women's division. I should say this correctly, between Ivory and Jacqueline versus Paige and Caitlyn, which lasted 41 minutes. Mickie James now not getting Leda for the title or elimination. That was really close. Oh, nice takedown by Beth Phoenix. And even countering Layla afterwards. Now she's getting the counter, Leda. Oh, bullying into the mat. Well, it wasn't merely a bulldog, it was a DDT, but still. Layla getting back to the inside. Mickie James going for the cover. Oh, wow. Natalia was fast on that count. Let's rewatch that, because that would mean we have a 4th title change of the evening. And look at this, Natalia counting faster than a normal referee would do. But that means we have new women's tag team champions, Mickie James and Beth Phoenix. Team Flower Power. Great job, ladies, although Natalia did seem to count a little bit faster than normal referees would do. Hoping to end it right there. And it did. Team Flower Power goes home with the titles. And they can be really happy about that one. So we've had 5 matches, 2 more matches to go. And now we move on to the long told story about the Light Heavyweight Championship. There's been a lot of events concerning that one. Last one was back in April, when during the draft, the first ever RFPW draft, the title got drafted back to RFPW Fight Night, and thus Rey Mysterio, the first champion, got back his belt. But there's one guy, only one guy concerned taking that title, facing Rey Mysterio tonight. But we're gonna introduce him later. Here he is, the RFPW Light Heavyweight Champion. Yes, from Texas, or originally of course from Mexico. He's Rey Mysterio Jr. in his blue outfit, feeling like he's the king, with his crown on a t-shirt. Looks like he went with a double mask, a front and a back mask. Gotta love it. But this small guy's had so many injuries to his knees. It's just a matter of time until he blows it out again and his career is over. That's why the Light Heavyweight Championship hasn't been defended that much, because Mysterio's not working the entire time anymore, because he just isn't physically able to. But when he does, he's gonna face some great opponents, which he's doing right now with this next guy, and I'm really darn sure of it. Lights go down in his arena as you welcome him. There he is, another guy from Canada, Y2J Chris Jericho. Now, if you don't know this man from the wrestling biz, you might as well know him from the music business. The 8-Man of Fuzzy, former, well, we're gonna name it anyways. He's a former undisputed champion, former intercontinental champion, former tag team champion. Name the title, and probably he's ever won it, except in Japan, for as far as I know. He might as well have won some titles over there, I don't know. But this guy has been a great legend in the ring so far, and he's going to be a great opponent for Rey Mysterio. And look at the lights on his jacket. Wouldn't you want to have that jacket? But just the coolness that Jericho gets it with. Why is the camera looking at a black screen? Is it going to be revealed tonight? I don't know. As far as I know, I'm blank. That's what I told you. I go into the show always blank. I don't know what happens. We don't run any scripts like sports entertainment. No, it's a challenger from Winnipeg in Canada, Chris Jericho, and here he is from Texas, or formerly from Mexico, the RFPW Light Heavyweight Champion, Rey Mysterio. Crowd's going wild. This guy's also on the roster. The Cesaro. He's a superpower. King of Swing. He's done everything. Here we go. How long will this matchup last? You will ask me. Oh man. I'm wondering, Jericho, what can you do? What can you still do? Oh my god. Jericho now. Oh man. Boom, wow, he's been driven to the outside. Jericho now. Overturned by Mysterio. Don't mind this little fellow because he's done some great acts. He's even been World Heavyweight Champion. Although he's not heavyweight, he's still become champion of heavyweights. It's really great. Jericho has to get back in before he's counted out. Referee was already at 5. As you can see on a definitely red screen, letters and numbers coming up once counts start rolling. Booyaka booyaka, says the sign there. But will you say that afterwards? Don't know. This battle could go any way. I mean, it's not like these two gents have had a long history in RFPW. Certainly not. But after Christian dubbed out, Chris Jericho heavily volunteered to take on Mysterio for the title, and he might as well walk away with it tonight. Go on tour for a long period of time and then return. We don't know Jericho. One thing we've made sure is that nobody can leave without titles. So Jericho now. Oh man. He's pulling out all the stops here versus Mysterio. But now I want to go for submission move, but Mysterio countered. And now I want to take down by Jericho. And now he's going for it. Submission move. He's facing him in such a direction that Mysterio has to make a long way through the ring. And I don't know if he can do it. I don't know if he can. Jericho let loose, but that's gotta have hurt him. Another takedown by Jericho. And I could see this really ending fast. Mysterio's not being able to counter, but now here we go. Mysterio now. What's he going for? Oh, wow. Fell down after that. DDT on the mat. And now. Back into the corner. Oh, he hit the referee. He's got a proper warning for that. If he does that again on accident, it's going to be over. He's not going to lose the title then, but still. Oh man, Jericho getting a pummeling now. Just a 1 count, nearly 2. Somebody says hi to a mother. Code breaker, code breaker, code breaker. And that could be it. 1, 2, 2. And now Jericho. Oh man. Dude, why you had to jump? Jericho still the first to be up though. But still, that was a grade A miss. Dare I take the word botch? Yes. Oh wow. And now Jericho down. Mysterio going for submission. That's something you don't see very often. Can Jericho get to the ropes, or will it tap out? Yes, he got to the ropes to the left. So it's not over. But will this see to be over? Another standing moonsault. And now, Jericho. Mysterio. Jericho. Oh man. Just heard this thud. Oh, now he hit it. That could be it. Sickening splash there. Ooh, that was close. Oh man. Cheer that. That should have been it. That was just such a grueling kick to the face. Oh no. Oh man. That's gotta be it. Oh wow. I told you guys that could have been it, and it was. He really broke the balls down. But really, Mysterio fought brave, hard and everything, but he couldn't go with the forces of Chris Jericho. That was grueling. Wow. So tonight, believe it or not, we have had 5 title changes. The only one that has not changed hands was in the RFPW Women's Championship match. So here we have him, the new light heavyweight champion, Chris Jericho. Y2J means the mystery of Mexico, Rey Mysterio. Wow, that was a great win. Nothing more to say about that. That was just great. And so, now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the main event of tonight. The Dutch guys battle it out in a steel cage for the RFPW Championship. It's Emil Sitochi versus Jeffrey Schoenmakers for the RPW Championship. Now remember, my name is also Jeffrey, but it's not spelled in that way, nor neither is that my last name. My name is Jeffrey Blight, as you already know. So I'm really worried about my Dutch name colleague in that sort of fashion, because this is gonna be grueling. Justin Roberts here for a local crowd, and they already sense what's coming. Next up, the main event. If this title would change hands, the longest reigning champion would be ODB. Now get that, folks. Here he is. They call him the tremendous Emil Sitochi. His pink belt, his championship belt, still matching with his pants. They're both pink. Well, his pants are slightly more bright, but in a steel cage, I suspect there's gonna be some red after this match, because I think there's gonna be a bloody fight till the end. I don't know whether he's burnt or he's got cuts, like painted on his pants. Really, could see a long way. I hope he's ready, because here we go. The other guy, and this guy, this Jeffrey, is at his hometown, week in, week out. He's entertaining his local crowd. He's got the biggest fan base of all, and I can't blame him since we're in his hometown in Valkenburg, the Netherlands, in the RFPW arena. Oh damn, he seems ready. And if he could win the title here in his hometown, that would be pretty much amazing. So, of course, let's be formal here. Introducing the challenger from Valkenburg, the Netherlands, Jeffrey Schoenmakers. And the champion from somewhere in the Netherlands. He's the current RFPW champion, the tremendous Emil Sitoce. People are on the top and standing on their seats. They are so ready. Both men looking at the titles, and this is what it's all about. Devastating beast Brock Lesnar. I'm happy we've not seen him so far in this promotion. Let's hope it stays that way. Here we go. Steel cage match. And the only way to win is by escaping the steel cage. There's no other way. No pinfalls, no submission. First one to get out of the cage and land with his feet, both feet on the ground, wins the match and wins the RFPW championship. It cannot be more simple than that. So, what does Jeffrey need to do to win this one? It's going to be quite hard because, get this, Emil Sitoce won the championship from a far more powerful man than him, Roman Reigns. So can you imagine what he had to do to defeat Roman and what Jeffrey has to do to defeat Emil? It's going to be a quite tough battle to get that going. And now, oh no, superplex. And now, don't tell me the cage door is open. No. Jeffrey went way too early for that. That's not gonna happen. That's what he wanted to do, but it's not gonna happen. Oh man, sickening Todd. Oh man, dropkick next. And now, snapmare. Oh wow, that's gotta hurt. Back right between the shoulder blades. Jeffrey really looked on to getting it. Oh, I got takedown in between. Jeffrey really looked to close it up, this match, in the early stage, but that didn't work out. Even though the small guy he is, it's not working out. And now, snapmare. No, it did seem like a snapmare, but he crossed him over. And now, putting a fist right into the back. Don't tell me he's going for it again. No, not this time. Now he's being wiser than that. Oh, right, immediately a counter. Now, oh man. Up and over. So far we have still seen no bloody faces yet. Let's hope it's gonna be clean like that, but not if you're gonna keep getting elbows like that. Bound to be getting open. Oh no, there it is. Yes, we could have expected that to happen in a steel cage match. Oh man, what kind of a punch was that? That was really impressive. And now, Neck breaker. Don't think he should climb so far. Oh, wow. We're really having some great offense here. And I can guess why. He's really determined to win it in front of his hometown. I cannot blame him. Got to be filled with adrenaline and testosterone right now. There's that takedown. It looks like it's not a punch. It's an elbow. Oh man. It's really having some different offense here now. No, that's not gonna work. How much you'd like to try, but it didn't work. Gonna have to be careful right now. Emil's climbing the cage. Could this be enough? I don't think so. No, and he's down. Jeffrey waving him up. This could be it. Oh man, onto the knees and he's down. Jeffrey climbing the cage. He's got to have some damage. And he's so close. And he's over. Could this be it? Emil can't do anything anymore. And we've got ourselves a new RFPW champion. Wow, wow, and again, wow. I never thought I'd see this. But it did. Two Dutch guys battling it out. But in the end, it was Jeffrey who got out of it at his hometown, winning the title, and this is the move that ended it all. Started to climb it, but Emil was powerless, still being in the cage, couldn't chase. And that was the end of it all. And where's the fucking confetti after that? Because that was great. Crowd chanting like no others. People are on their feet, but some maybe can't walk anymore, but that was great. That was the main event of the evening. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see what's going to happen next at RFPW Fight Night, but this guy can be happy nonetheless. See you next time. Good night.